Hey everyone, this is Elenbaas from Nightlight Astrology. Recently, I saw a documentary film called The Age of Disclosure. This was a documentary about aliens and UAPs and some of the efforts that are taking place to get full disclosure of what our government knows about uh, aliens and spacecrafts. And it was really interesting. I really enjoyed it. Not surprised at all by this topic, given the recent entrance of Pluto into Aquarius. Something I actually talked about on the channel 5 years ago, prior by several years to Pluto entering Aquarius, was the possibility that we'd be talking a lot more about aliens. Inspired by this documentary, I started thinking about the fact that so many ancient systems of divination were attributed to higher intelligence. Then that got me reflecting, and I wrote this piece, and I want to share it with you. It's for fun, for your consideration, for a bonus Sunday. It's called Astrology is an Alien Language, and I hope you will like it and that it will get your own wheels turning. I make mention of the documentary in this talk today, so I would also recommend checking out the documentary, because if you are into cosmic stuff, then I think you'd probably enjoy it. I believe it's supposed to be maybe even nominated for some awards. It was a very credible, very sober, very convincing documentary, and that's it moved me to think and write in this way. So I'm going to read you what I wrote, and I hope you will enjoy it. You can sit back, get comfortable, put on your tinfoil hat with me. There's a question that has followed me for as long as I've been an astrologer. I hear it everywhere, in classrooms, in interviews, at family gatherings, in conversations with students, with skeptics, friends, strangers, people who approach me with a kind of shy curiosity, as though asking someone they think they shouldn't. The question is always some version of, so is astrology a science or not? If you've spent time listening to this channel, you know that I hesitate to put astrology under the banner of science, not because I'm against science, but because I believe astrology belongs to an entirely different way of knowing. A mythopoetic way of knowing, a divinatory way of knowing, a way of knowing that is oracular, mantic, symbolic, intuitive, and participatory. But sometimes the word divination is too abstract to grip. It sounds vague, old-fashioned, or obscured behind centuries of misunderstanding. So today I want to make a different kind of claim, one that might be more digestible, maybe more exciting. Astrology is an alien language. Or if that feels a little strong, then astrology is a form of intelligence that did not originate on the same epistemic terrain that we now stand on. And the moment I say this, it becomes less far-fetched than it might seem. Recently, as I was mentioning, I watched a documentary called The Age of Disclosure, which presents testimony from physicists, military personnel, and government insiders describing encounters with craft that do not behave according to the physical laws we currently understand. Craft that bend space and time, craft that accelerate without inertia, craft that shift molecular states as if matter itself is negotiable. These aren't fringe testimonies. They come from sober, credentialed people describing technology that is, in their words, quote, not operating inside the space-time container that humanity has built its sciences upon. And when I heard that, something clicked. Because that, the bending of space and time, the appearance of nonlinear causality, and the existence of a system that doesn't obey our physics is precisely what divination has always claimed to do. Every divinatory system across the world relies on a closed symbolic patterning that produces meaning without causal explanation. Astrology can describe the past, the present, and the future, not because planets cause events, but because the pattern itself is a symbol. And symbols do not obey linear time. Dream interpretation, tarot, the casting of lots, the reading of bones in firelight or cracks in turtle shells, the sudden crossing of an animal on one's path. These belong to a way of knowing that assumes time is not a line, but a field. Divination suggests that the future is not later, the past is not before and the present is not now, but rather that all moments are co-present in a pattern that can be read. That is why Plato said that time is the moving image of eternity, implying that the eternal is always here, folded into the temporal, waiting to be recognized. Astrology's remarkable ability to describe events across time is not because it works like a science, but because it opens perception to the eternal image behind the moving image. Linear time is like the cave wall in Plato's allegory of the cave. Causal sequences are the shadows on the cave wall. Archetypes are the fire. And the astrological imagination leads us toward the sunlight outside the cave altogether. This is why astrological awareness feels like a liberation, because it helps us to see that we're not merely trapped in the linear unfolding of events. We participate within a multidimensional reality that the language of the sky reveals. Now comes the natural question: where did these nonlinear, acausal, eternally patterned symbolic systems originate? Here's where something truly astonishing emerges. Across nearly every ancient culture on Earth, the origins of divination are traced not to human invention, but to higher intelligences: gods, sages, angels, spirits, ancestors, daimons, sky beings, and cultural heroes that are often compared to an otherworldly dissemination of genius. In Mesopotamia, astrology and omen science were said to come from the Apkallu, slaughtering the pronunciation, but semi-divine sages, basically, who created by the god Enki, while ecstasy and dream interpretation were gifts from divine intermediaries. And excuse my pronunciation of some of these words, they're a little hard for me. In Egypt, astrology and sacred knowledge were revealed by Thoth, and dream incubation was communication with Isis, Serapis, and healing gods. In Greece, oracles spoke for Apollo and Zeus, and the Hermetic tradition claimed that astrology was given by Hermes Trismegistus, a divine intelligence. In India, Jyotish was revealed by visionary rishis inspired by gods, while other forms of divination arose from deities like Shiva, Ganesh, and the Devas. In China, the I Ching was bestowed by the semi-divine Fu Qi. Not sure if I'm pronouncing that correctly either, but elaborated by sage kings who were guided by heavenly spirits. Oracle bone divination came from ancestral communication. In Japan, Onmyodo drew from celestial kami and spirit intermediaries. It's another form of divination that's quite fascinating. Across Africa, the Ifa system was given by Orunmila, the Orisha of wisdom, while Fa divination came from Legba, the cosmic messenger. Indigenous Australian traditions traced by divination to dreamtime creator beings. In the Americas, the Aztec Tonalafuali, I think that's how you pronounce it, was given by Quetzalcoatl. The Mayan calendar system was revealed by Itzamana and the Hero twins. Andean cocoa leaf divination came from mountain spirits and Pachamama. Northern and Western Europe preserved traditions in which runes were discovered by Odin in a sacrificial ordeal, and the Ogam alphabet was taught by the divine poet warrior Agma. In Siberian and circumpolar traditions, drum and bone divination were learned through initiatory encounters with sky gods and spirit helpers. Everywhere that we look, the story is the same. Divination comes from elsewhere. It comes from a different plane, a different order of beings or intelligence itself. And it is literally said to come from this either different being or a different level of understanding. From higher beings, from non-human intelligence, from something that does not fit strictly inside human cognition or physical space-time. And they were saying this thousands of years ago when all of these systems who seem to penetrate time and space through a different kind of awareness emerge. Now imagine placing all of that, thousands of years of testimony, beside what modern disclosure movements are suggesting, that other forms of intelligence do in fact exist, that they do not obey our physics, that they travel in ways that collapse our timeline, that their technology manipulates matter, space, and time in ways our science doesn't yet understand, and that their presence is interdimensional, not simply extraterrestrial. If those things are even halfway true, why resist the idea that at least some of our divinatory systems, astrology included, may have arisen from contact with these multidimensional intelligences? I'm not trying to make a case for certainty as much as I am trying to make a case for openness to the idea. In every ayahuasca ceremony, in every mushroom ritual, in every vision quest, especially those utilizing entheogens, people for thousands of years have reported meeting beings, ancestors, plant intelligences, angels, animal collective bodies who teach, guide, heal, and show things not bound by time, happening in other forms of awareness that are not the same as everyday waking linear awareness. Say what you want. If you don't believe me, go try it. So why couldn't the intelligence behind divination also be the intelligence behind these beings? Why couldn't angel and alien be different words for life forms not belonging to the density of this particular world? Listen to what so many people have reported about DMT experiences and the beings that you meet when you take a DMT journey. Why couldn't a multidimensional cosmos be teeming with intelligences whose physics, consciousness, and communication methods are profoundly different from our own? And if those intelligences have been whispering to humanity through symbolic systems for millennia, if they've been teaching us to see beyond the cave walls, then perhaps astrology itself is a cosmic gift, a message, a transmission, a language seated in our world so that we might learn to perceive the deeper architecture of reality. We may need an accompanying talk alongside of this one about what this higher perspective of reality looks like and how it differs from cheap or artificial or vain forms of astrology. Nonetheless, in its roots, philosophically, metaphysically, this is a profound language that leads to multidimensional awareness. In the practitioners who take it seriously as a spiritual path, this is the kind of awareness it is meant to impart. Which leads me back to a very playful but sincere speculation. What if astrology really is an alien language? A language given to us by beings who inhabit the same higher dimensional space that archetypes themselves seem to come from. If tomorrow a craft landed on the White House lawn and its inhabitants stepped out and said, "Yes, we taught you astrology," I wouldn't be surprised. Not for a second. I'd be excited, but I wouldn't be surprised. It's not because I know it to be true, but because astrology behaves like something that is not bound to human invention in a causal empirical framework. Its architecture is too elegant, too recursive, too symbolic, too eternal. It works like a map of a multidimensional cosmos and a multidimensional consciousness, one that humans did not build, but are still in the process of discovering. A language like that feels given, especially if you spend any significant amount of time with the philosophical and metaphysical roots of the language. It feels revealed. It feels inspired. It feels like something that descends into consciousness from a plane and place outside linear time. I don't need this speculation to be literally true. I don't need astrology to have come from aliens and spacecrafts or angels in golden robes. But I also don't think ancient people were naive when they attributed divination to divine intelligences. I am not looking down my nose at people thousands of years ago who were discovering these languages and attributing them to higher intelligence. I think they were naming something real, something that modern physics is only just beginning to see the outline of. We live in a multidimensional cosmos teeming with intelligences, woven with symbolic patterning, resonant with archetypal forces, and alive with the possibility that consciousness is not limited to the physical brain. Astrology, in that sense, is the sky speaking a language that is not entirely human, because we live in crafts that are not entirely physical. A language that invites us to see more, feel more, perceive more, to step out of the cave, to recognize the fullness of the cosmos and our place within it. So perhaps astrology is alien. Perhaps divination is divine. Perhaps the difference between the two is really only vocabulary. Either way, to me, the sky is speaking, and we, listening through symbols, are learning to understand. I hope you found that fun, spicy, enjoyable for a Sunday bonus episode. Remember, we are in the midst of Kickstarter season right now. If you like this work, if you like the channel, if it's thought-provoking, inspiring, please consider supporting us. You head over to the Kickstarter, you'll find the link in the comment section or the description of this video. After I sign off, there's a description of the rewards you can receive when you donate and support us this year. We really appreciate everyone who's already donated, and hope that you'll continue to enjoy all the free content here 7 days a week in 2026. Take it easy, everyone. Bye. Hey, everyone. Thanks for sticking around. I'm going to tell you about the different rewards that are available when you donate and support this year's Kickstarter. Remember, our goal is to get to 2,043 backers by New Year's Eve, and your contribution makes a huge difference. But when you do contribute, there are a variety of really cool gifts that we offer only once a year through the Kickstarter campaign. So I'm going to take you over to the Kickstarter and tell you about what those are. You can also find more information about almost all of the rewards on our website, nightlightastrology.com. Any of the programs that you might want to take, all of the details about those programs, their start dates are all located on the website in case that's a question. But at the top, you'll notice on the right-hand side, when you're scrolling down on the Kickstarter, you're going to see the different rewards that are available at different pledge levels. The basic pledge level is the Astrology of 2026 calendar. This is a really nice PDF calendar that we make that gives you a feel for what transits I'm going to be covering on the channel as the year goes on. It's also really nice to know what the transits of the year are day by day. So if that appeals to you, it's the most basic level of pledge, and you can get that. Scrolling down, you can also bundle any of these. So if you want multiple rewards, you can bundle them upon checkout. You'll see how that works when you're in there pledging. Scroll down a little bit. There's a new talk that I've made. This is a brief talk on the value of silence and having a silent or meditative practice in your life, how you might get one started. And again, just what I see as the value of that for astrologers. Scroll down a little bit more, you'll see the Astrology of 2026 audio and video. This is an exclusive lecture where I break down all of the major transits and astrological signatures for the year ahead. I'm not releasing this anywhere else, so if you want my insights for the entirety of 2026, this is a great reward to pick up. Scroll down a little bit more and you'll see that I have a guided meditation that I've created for your year ahead. This is more about spiritually, psychologically, emotionally focusing yourself for the year ahead. It's a special kind of guided meditation and visualization that I've created. So if that sounds appealing, you could pick that up. It's called The Oracle Within, a guided meditation. Scroll down a little bit more and you'll see that my new book, which I plan on starting at the latest by the summer of 2026, you can get in on that chapter by chapter first draft release in audio and text form, just like The Oracle Speaks, my first book that I just finished. This is a new book that I'm starting in 2026. So if you wanted to hop in on the early release for that, you could do that there. Scroll down a little bit more and the description of that book and what it's all about is right there for you to check out. Year ahead horoscope readings. If you want to receive about 6 hours worth of content going through horoscopes for 2026 for all 12 rising signs, this is a great offering that's going to give you, again, about 6 hours worth of horoscopes for all 12 signs for the year ahead. I'm not releasing anywhere else, so check that out. Then you'll notice as you scroll down a variety of different archived masterclasses from previous years. There's one on the lunar nodes in ancient astrology. That's about 10 hours worth of content. The Magic and Mystery of the Fixed Stars, again, about 10 hours of content. Zen and the Art of Zodiacal Releasing, and the Alchemy of the Outer Planets. These are all lengthy master classes that I taught in previous years, about 10 hours of content per package. So a really great deal on some advanced content there. If you are brand spanking new to astrology, check out Astrology for Complete Beginners. This is a course that we have. It's about 10 to 12 hours worth of content that's meant for people who are brand new to astrology. This is like astrology level 0. So, but if that's you or someone you know who might benefit from just like a basic introduction to astrology, check out that audio video course. You get a website where it takes you through everything. You can watch it at your own pace and time. It's all recorded. The next offering is Ask 3 Horary Questions. You purchase this one and you get the ability to write to me anytime throughout 2026, 3 separate occasions to ask 3 separate horary questions, and I respond to those via email. That's a really great service. That saves you significantly off the course of horaries because you're bundling 3 together. So a really nice gift to use for yourself. Ask a couple of questions to me through horary form throughout the year. Scroll down and you'll see that I have only 30 of these. These are year ahead mini readings, very exclusive because I don't give readings anymore. I have students and staff taking clients through a special reading service. So my readings are very limited to classroom spaces, but I have 30 of these exclusive mini readings where I give you my take on your biggest transit for the year ahead in your birth chart. Those are personally recorded and sent to you. Then you'll see the 2025 Masterclass bundle, the 2024, and the 2023. These are, like upwards of 30 hours of content that are going to give you really deep exploration of a variety of topics. So those masterclass bundles are taking multiple series from previous years and bundling them together in one package. And you can see all the topics listed there through the 2025 bundle, the 2024 bundle, or the 2023 bundle. A really great way to package together a lot of intermediate to advanced level content that I've taught in the past. Then if you go down, the new 2026 masterclass series that I'm teaching is on the decans. So if you're interested in learning more about the decans and the upcoming 2026 masterclass, check this out. It's on sale right now through the Kickstarter. Won't be this cheap again. So a really good way to save on joining that program in 2026. If you have any questions about that program, you can find more information on the website through the page that's dedicated to the masterclass. Scroll down and you'll see we also have a new Nightlight Guild membership. This is ideal for people who are already enrolled in Nightlight or in the kind of Nightlight pipeline as students and are looking for more practice, more study at an intermediate to advanced level. We're meeting twice a month and doing live client readings, live horary workshops, a lot of practice with advanced concepts and techniques. So this is ideal for people who are really looking to continue developing within the Nightlight sphere. And so students in Nightlight, check this out, come study with us. This also includes every monthly webinar that I teach on the year, plus twice monthly meetings that are 2 hours each for advanced practice. So really nice to have a guild membership. This is something I've been wanting to develop for a while. Check that out. Scroll down, you'll see both of my wife's herbal apprenticeships, year 1 and year 2. If you like Ashley and her work, her YouTube channel, we own the same LLC. So we just thought we'd throw in her herbal apprenticeships at a discounted rate if you want to join those. And then really our most popular item are the class passes. So you'll see at the very bottom, you can attend 1 Nightlight course, 2 in a bundle, 3 in a bundle, or 4 in a bundle. And what that allows you to do at a really significantly discounted rate, this is our best sale of the year. We only do it through the Kickstarter. In those class passes, you can bundle and take year 1, year 2, year 3 in Hellenistic natal astrology. You can take the horary class, or you can take any yearly master class. And those class passes are going to allow you to then bundle together our programs and go through as many as you want. You could bundle 2 of them together, 3 or 4, or just 1. And it's going to be the best sale that we have on our courses for the year. So those are the different rewards we offer. If you have any questions about any of them, feel free to email us, info@nightlightastrology.com. We deeply appreciate your support. And I hope that in exchange for donating and supporting this free content year round, that you will also find a valuable reward in one of these offerings. Remember that your donation supports a staff of people, myself, my family, the free production of all of this content year round. We deeply, deeply appreciate your contribution. All right. Hope you're having a great day. See you later. Bye.